Today we are diving into one of the most talked about affordable cologne fragrances of 2025. This is Arabiyat Prestige Marwa, and this is a cologne of Louis Vuitton's Imagination. And I don't need to tell you that Louis Vuitton's Imagination is one of the most hyped up fragrance releases in quite some time. But Louis Vuitton's Imagination is a niche fragrance that costs over $300. So the question is, can Marwa, a $40 cologne, replicate the Louis Vuitton magic? Let's find out. So here we have the box that Marwa comes in. It's a textured grade box with black writing. So the bottle sits right in here, and as you can see, there's a whole bunch of like jagged pieces of cardboard sticking up here, and it kind of goes with the theming. So we're gonna pull the box out, which is nested right in here. Take a look. So on the front of the packaging, there's this giant thing in the front that like hangs off. It looks like a tooth, and it feels like you're gonna slice your finger when you close the box.
I'm in danger!
On the back of the box are the notes and a little poem that nobody's ever read. So the Arabic word Marwa literally means fragrant rock or flint stone. And I think you can see that with the packaging. So the theme of the packaging is jagged rock. So you could kind of see that, remember on the cardboard inside the box where it was really jagged? I think that's sort of that. And then the bottle here is kind of interesting because it's shaped like, it's very cubic, like a piece of rock that's carved. Yet it's made of glass, but it is made to look like it's metal. Very strange.
Really?
So both the box and the bottle are silver with black writing on them. This is a 100 milliliter bottle, and I paid $49.99 at Joma Shop, but I think right now you can get it for about $45 at some discounters. And I have to say, I think that's an excellent value because the packaging is really high quality. We'll get to the fragrance in a minute, but the packaging is really beautiful, and I actually think this looks better in person than it probably would look on camera. It's really high quality and it looks great on your shelf. As I said, it's heavy duty glass, but it almost looks like it's made of metal. And it has this really, nice cap. I kind of always say that this looks like a chef's hat. I don't know if you'd be able to see that, but it does kind of look like, to me, it looks like a chef's hat. You have the name of the company on top. So Louis Vuitton has their iconic bottle design, but I think Arabiyat Prestige has done a really nice job with this line of bottles. And there are several more fragrances that are coming out in this line. I've already reviewed one called Mad Al Dahab, and there's several more which I'm probably going to be picking up and reviewing in the near future. So the bottle is pressurized. It comes with an insane atomizer. Check this out. This thing is a literal cologne cannon. So we just filled up the entire room with fragrance. Man, and in the air, you can already smell it. This stuff is amazing. I'm a big fan. But enough talk, let's put it on skin. Oh, it's got a great opening. You get this really bright citrus. You get lemon, bergamot, and orange. Smells really great, sort of energizing and fresh. I really enjoy the opening of this one. So as the citruses settle in, you begin to get this black tea note that this fragrance is really famous for. You also get ginger and neroli. So if you're not familiar with neroli, it gives a bright, slightly floral, and definitely green note that it adds to the fragrance. Neroli is gorgeous, and it often underpins these fresh out of the shower type of scents. Once this dries down, it smells like fresh laundry with musk from the ambroxan and woody notes. So ambroxan is what is known as a fixative. It helps the fragrance last longer, but it also enhances the other notes that come out of the fragrance. So this smells exactly the way you would expect one of the most popular and best releases from Louis Vuitton to smell. It smells clean, stylish, and like luxury and class. So this is slightly sharper and soapier in the opening than the actual Louis Vuitton Imagination fragrance. However, in the dry down, they're almost indistinguishable. So Marwa comes in an EDP concentration. The top notes are Calabrian bergamot, lemon, and Sicilian orange. The middle notes are Nigerian ginger, Tunisian neroli, Ceylon cinnamon. The base notes are Chinese black tea, ambroxan, olibanum, and gaiac wood. Some cologne fragrances, when you spray them on, you just have to stay away from it and try not to smell it until it settles down because they're so synthetic or alcohol forward that they actually will burn your nose hair.
Ooh, it's a formidable scent. It stings the nostrils.
This is not like that. This one's really nice. Right off the first spray, it smells fantastic. You can go in for a smell of it right away, It smells wonderful. There's nothing synthetic. There's no alcohol hit on it. It's really nice. Guys, this one is so smooth, it'll practically say your pickup lines for you.
Wait up, girls. I got a salami I gotta hide still.
So the clone houses tend to take what people like about the original and dial it up to 11. And they've done that here, but they've done it in the right way because they've dialed up the actual performance on the fragrance. So this lasts 8+ hours on the skin. It actually lasts longer and projects better than the original Louis Vuitton fragrance. So that's a win for Marwa. What makes this so good is the same thing that makes Imagination so popular. It's that this is a do-it-all fragrance. This one creates a nice scent bubble around you and people will notice it and you will get compliments. This is office safe and you can pretty much wear this any time of the year and for any occasion. So if you're familiar with Imagination, Marwa captures that fragrance almost note for note and it gets especially close when you get into the dry down. This is a beautiful, elegant fragrance. And I don't usually do single fragrance reviews. But this is such a good fragrance, I think it needs to be highlighted and people need to be talking about it even more because it's so good and it actually outperforms the original for a fraction of the price.
Shut up and take my money.
Marwa is definitely in the top 5 of my clone fragrance collection. So there are other alternatives like Al Haramain's Amber Oud Aqua Dubai, which is a nice fragrance, however, it's missing the T note. And the T note is one of the signature notes in the Imagination fragrance. Another alternative is Joe Milano's Game of Spades Full House. And that's a nice fragrance, but it can be a little bit harder to find, and the price is close to $70. Another alternative is Lattafa's Art of Arabia 1, which is a nice fragrance. However, it's not a one-to-one clone of Imagination. It's more of an inspired by fragrance. If you're trying to get as close as possible to Imagination, that's not going to get you there. Another alternative is French Avenue's Essence de Blanc. Now, admittedly, I've never smelled this fragrance, but I'll let the reviews speak for themselves. Essence de Blanc has an 8.0 Parfumo rating and a 4.17 Fragrantica rating. Marwa has an 8.8 Parfumo rating and a 4.42 Fragrantica rating. So there, the people have spoken. So guys, this is a classy, clean, elegant fragrance that can be worn for all occasions. It costs less than a tank of gas and it smells like a $300 luxury scent. But if that wasn't enough, it provides better performance than the original fragrance.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
Now, by the way I'm hyping this up, you might think I'm sponsored by the brand. Well, let me tell you, I'm not sponsored by anybody and I buy all of my own fragrances. So I started this channel because I wanted to share my passion for fragrance. So if you want to support this content, make sure to like and subscribe. So what do you think of Arabiyat Prestige Marwa? Have you tried it? Is there another clone that you think is better? Make sure to let me know down in the comments. Once again, thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video.